What's up, guys? I think I'm live. I think I hit the button on accident. I wasn't quite ready, but that's all right. We're going to get started here. Welcome to AI Growth Hackers. Today, we are going to be talking. I'm going to show you something really awesome that we have been building. If you can hear me, give me a hi. Let me know that you're hanging out with me here. I see Seth. How you doing today? So we've been working on some really cool things here at Profit Lifter. And today is my show off day. Awesome. Appreciate it, Seth. So today is my show off day. This is when I get to broadcast and show you like the beginning of a lot of really cool tools coming at you that you're going to be able to start implementing. This is I don't say this lightly because I know it's my baby and everybody's baby is beautiful, but these are some real game-changing tools that we're throwing out here, and today is going to be the first step in that. And I'm going to show you, before we jump into showing you like our new software, what we built for you, all the tools that you have at your fingertips. I want to lay the groundwork and I want to lay a foundation for you so you understand what we're building, why we're building it, how that is all going to work. So let's hop in. Let's hop in here and get rolling. And if you have any questions, anything that you want to talk about, that you want to see while I'm going through this, as always, feel free to comment. I am broadcasting from my new home, so my background's not normally what it is, but you guys are here and you know me, we're going to have some fun here. So we are in the middle of a marketing revolution. And some of you guys don't get this yet. A lot of people don't see it. But there is this massive just change overall because of AI. And being in the middle of it, it's the craziest thing I've ever seen. I've been in several industries like right before things start booming, but I have never seen anything that has changed so much so fast. And that's it got me thinking, everybody, when things start to change, there's always these people that are going to naturally gravitate to what they've always done and what they've always known because it's comfortable. It's what they've experienced. They know how to operate and manage inside of the system. And so when things start to change and progress, like they're immediately trying to figure out, like, okay, I know I'm going to have to adopt AI, but how? Like, where is this coming in? And in the marketing world, a lot of what you're seeing is people is speeding up their processes and using tools and implementing tools. And the problem with that is that if you don't know what you're doing, having the tools there doesn't really matter. And I know I've been quiet for about a year now, just having my head down building. I promise you guys are going to start seeing a ton of me, and you're going to get annoyed with me, but that's okay. We're going to have fun going through it. But the rules don't apply anymore. That's the beauty of this revolution. In the middle of a revolution, there's no rules. It's not like you have to do things this way. And so I sat back and I was like, I'm a bit of an anarchist at heart. So let's talk. Let's think. If we're in a no rules environment, what does this mean? It means that you as the entrepreneur, you as a founder, as a business owner, have an unprecedented opportunity to really grab onto your strategy and vision and actually accomplish it in minutes and not months anymore. So before, we would have to sit down and strategize and get out a whiteboard and maybe pull up Miro and sit here and think through, okay, you know what, if this is going to happen, then this needs to happen, and this and this and this, and draw out these big complex roadmaps and really have to dig in and think about it. The problem with that is that you had to, the deeper you got into the weeds on any certain project, the more you had to really narrow down and be the expert. AI has kind of leveled that field where you don't necessarily have to be the expert. And that's where everybody's using it right now. And that's amazing. Don't get me wrong, I use it like that all the time. But what I'm finding and where people are missing it and the future of where marketing is growing is now you become the strategist, you become the visionary, you have the AI do the building for you. You let it do those annoying little clicks, the screen changes, the filling this in, hitting enter. I can't tell you how many times I go to bed with my fingers just numb from switching screens and having to type things out. AI has revolutionized that. This is the new assembly line in the digital world. AI is doing the heavy lifting for you. It's now your job to perfect and launch. So all of us who use AI, we know that AI gets dumb sometimes. It gets stupid. What we have built is the ability to give you for you to map out your strategy and vision and actually have a path to get there, have the AI build it, and then have your eyeballs or a professional or somebody running that division for you actually have the engagement and actually be there to review it, make sure it's done, and make sure that's happening. So where do we start? You know where you want to go. It's the journey that's been the problem. I have never once talked to an entrepreneur who's like, I don't know what I want to do. I don't know what I want to do with myself. I don't know what's. All of you have a game-changing, revolutionary, going to change the world product that you're going to share. That, like, if I can get out there, I'm going to be a billionaire. Yeah, that's the problem. You know what you want. You know where you want to go. You've already got the vision in mind. The problem is that the journey of actually producing what you need to get there has been the overall obstacle. None of you are sitting here going, I don't ever want to run ads. I don't ever want to do SEO. I don't ever want leads. Of course you want leads. Of course you want SEO. Of course you want ads. The problem is getting there. The problem is actually getting to that point that you could do it. Now, you could always hire agencies and bring people in who could do it and cost you a fortune getting there. But with AI, it's changing a lot of that. And that's where we're going to start showing you how this is going to work. So before, you always had a steep learning curve. Building the right tools took hundreds of hours. Having the right tools, actually just knowing how to use your CRM, knowing how to use QuickBooks, knowing how to use all these different systems has always been a nightmare. And there's a steep learning curve. And, you know, a lot of us, like, we'll get in there. We're like, okay, I know my 6 or 7 areas that I want to jump around in and start to work through. But, like, we don't really know the depths of the system. We really don't know how to get in there and optimize and use it to its full potential. So with that, it means that optimizing any of your systems, optimizing your landing pages, your website, your lead magnets, it just feels impossible because you don't know where it lives. You maybe don't know what you're looking for, what it's supposed to do, how it's gonna happen. And then, you know, came the world of Upwork, where you could go on and meet some incredible people who are just insanely talented in different countries, having VAs there at your fingertips that you could bring into your team. It's amazing. It's one of the coolest things that ever happened in the business world. Fiverr and Upwork and all these VAs. It really brought a sense of community across just the world, honestly. And it sounds cliche, but yeah, it feels that way. But the problem is there's a translation issue, because when you bring someone in, like, especially, like, I'm bad about it. You can ask my team. Like, I know what I want. I know what I'm looking for, and I'm not like bad about it or mean about it. But this is what like you've had. Like, I know what I know what I'm looking for, but translating that to them understanding it hasn't actually gotten to that point. So there's always been a translation issue, and not even just like vocabulary speaking to them, just understanding the brand, knowing what they're doing, understanding where things live, understanding what you want to say, describing your products, coming up with your unique value propositions, SOPs, workflows, automation sequences. Like, the list just goes on and on and on and on. And so, like, to bring somebody in to manage that and run that for you is next to impossible, because they can't read your mind. And a lot of times our documentation just isn't there. If you're not a tech person, the gap has felt impossible until now. Yes, this is partly marketing. So let me introduce to you the Profit Lifter system. So the Profit Lifter system isn't about a tech stack. This isn't about, like, having a CRM and having websites and blah, 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 blah. This is about creating a systematic approach to growing your business. So where it starts is the strategy. The strategy, having a 12-month plan full of promos, social media posts, YouTube videos, blogs, emails, SMS, all there. A lot of us have great ideas. Like I've talked to some of you guys who are like, look, I'm going to be running webinars, I'm doing lives, I'm doing all this. That's amazing. That's great. You know what you want to do. You already have the strategy, but the next step in here is going to be websites. It's going to be your assets. Like, what do you actually need to have in place for your strategy to not just be some idea on a chat or sitting on a doc somewhere, but actually be something that's live, something that is working for you, something that actually brings value to what you're doing. And then from there, the automation. Your entire system automated. Like, how do you get it to a point where your system is working for you? You don't own a job. You actually own a company. You're doing the work. And then from there, your entire system automated through one dashboard that you can chat with AI, with bots available, with zero manual builds required from you. Your job, my goal is by the time we are done with our system, and when I say done, I'll show you what I mean at the end, because Mia is just phase one to go through this. But your entire system is going to be updated. We have one dashboard. We've got a connection point for it, and we've got all sorts of tools that are starting to connect with it that are going to flip your lid. Seth asked, will training videos in the library be updated to the new tech? Oh, absolutely. Yeah. We had to get the tech launched first, Seth, before I could start recording. This is one of the first ones that we're going to be doing. But yeah. So let's talk about the Profit Lifter system. Let's start at the top. Number one, before you start marketing, before any advertising happens, before you get into a point that you're starting to do anything, the first thing you need to do is understand your brand. Your brand your brand isn't just your logo. It's the answer to every question a prospect silently asks the moment they find you. So your brand is going to be, are they a real company? Can I trust them? Is this somebody worth doing business with? Is this going to meet the need of what I have? Everything else downstream depends on the brand. If you do not have your brand in order, you can run an awesome ad, but as soon as somebody checks your social media and they don't see anything there, then it just goes away. Like it becomes obsolete almost instantly. Like the lead just goes away. So what do you need from this? This is where you're going to need a website builder. You're going to need a website. You're going to need to be able to have social media posts. This is where your logos are going to live, your business cards, your flyers. This is going to be your branding messaging framework, understanding your unique value propositions, who you are as a business, why somebody should work with you opposed to anybody else out there. This also gets into your 5 unique value propositions, like your secret sauce, like what makes you better than your competitors, what makes somebody willing to listen to you, or like why should they care about what you're saying? If you do not have your brand intact, nothing else matters. The brand is the center point of everything for you. Now, once you have a brand set up, that's great. But if nobody knows that you exist, do you really exist? Like if your business is out there, but nobody's ever heard of you, do you exist? Traffic is just that. Traffic is introducing yourself to people. It's people getting to know you. It's finding out who you are, what you're going to do. This is going to consist with things like paid ads, SEO, AI cold outreach sequences, LinkedIn, retarget ID. Our friends over there, you can build lists. You can get cold lists or a hot list of intent searches. There's 1,000 different ways to drive traffic. It can be from networking. This is where people are finding out about you. This is where like you're not just some obscure website living in the interwebs. Now people know you. They're starting to talk about the name of your company. They're starting to mention you. This is where you start to get leads. But to get leads, you need to be able to capture the traffic that's coming to you. Traffic without capture is a leaky bucket. Now, capture is where we live. Like this is our world. Like I love capturing leads. I love capturing traffic. This is what like wakes me up in the middle of the night and keeps me up until 3 a.m. Is building funnels. How can you convert somebody? How do you have it? Do you have landing pages? Like how are people going to engage with you? Just because they know about you doesn't mean they're always going to pick up the phone. Doesn't mean they're just going to instantly email you. What is the incentive that you're giving to them to actually do something? Do you have a chat site? Do you have a conversational funnel that people can actually engage with, that they can find out about your business, get to know you before they opt in? So instead of it being something where you're like, oh, I have a free guide, download it. Yeah, and that works. I mean, I've used it for a decade. It's a great tool. But now it's a new time. People want to know, like, look, before I give you my email address and you start spamming the heck out of me, is this something cool? Like, is this something that's going to be worth value? Then you have to be thinking about, okay, you know what? How am I going to capture those people? Like, okay, they opt in on my website, but now I need a CRM. This is where I'm going to be collecting their information. And then what happens then? And then, like, how do I know where they came from? Lead magnets, what do they download? All of this is all that goes into the capture phase. And listen, as you're looking at all this, don't get overwhelmed. Like, that's the whole point of this, is for me to show you all that can be there, all that's required of it, but you don't need to be overwhelmed. That's my job, is to help relieve that anxiety for you and show you how to do this using our systems and using what we built for you. Next, engagement. After somebody has opted in with you, it does not mean that they're a lead that's ready to buy from you right then and there. This is where the rubber hits the road. Because at the end of the day, I always like to equate marketing towards relationships, because it really is the same thing. So as we've been going through this, the first thing is brand. The first thing is making yourself available, getting out there, being like, hey, I'm here, I'm dressed, and like, I'm ready to engage, I'm ready to meet people, I'm ready to start doing things. Once you start driving traffic is like going to a bar. It's going out to where the people are, making your presence known, people getting to know you. From there, the capture is how are you going to actually get people to engage with you? I always like to think of capture like buying somebody a drink at the bar. You see them at the bar, you're like, man, okay, they look great. Let's talk to them. Let's see if there's any chemistry here. You buy them a drink, you sit down, you start talking. No commitment from them. The only thing that you're asking for is a little bit of their time to have a conversation over you with a drink, to see if it's worth it. But that's not where relationships are built. That's where introductions and acquaintances are built, but not a relationship. A relationship starts on the engagement. The relationship says, hey, we really hit it off. Can I have your number? Yeah. So, okay, cool. Now that you have your number, this is where you start talking. This is where you now have a lead's email address. You have their phone number. This is where you can start emailing them. You start with SMS automations. You have outbound AI call bots that just go, hey, nice to meet you. Thanks for opting in. I just wanted to introduce myself and see if you had any questions. You have an AI receptionist that answers the phone and will actually take questions and help with that. You have engagement sequences that are available. You start working to get them to the point that they like you and are willing to listen to what you have to say. Because everything up to this point has just been, you've been buying each step of this funnel. So number three, so when you get to engagement, this is where you really got to turn the charm on. Like this, when somebody opts in, if you're not engaged with them in the first 10 to 15 minutes, hey, they forgot about you. Like if they download Lead Magnet and it takes you 2 days to respond with an email, bro, they're gone. Like they don't want to have anything to do with you at that point. Like they're already out and about and getting going. All right. So what happens after the engagement? After engagement, we get into nurture. Nurture. This is where sales and marketing happens. Everything up to this, like marketing isn't running ads. That's advertising. That's why it's called ads. It's advertising. Marketing is taking a relationship and expanding it and deepening it. This is where you're asking to go out on a date. This is where you're starting to go, hey, I'm planning something big with you. This is a monthly promo. This is an event. We're doing this live today. This is one of our big promos for the month. Why? Because it's a big event. This is something that we want to do. And it's not a huge event, but you understand, like we invited you to come here to talk with us, to see what we're doing. We put something together for you to easily engage with, for you to easily be a part of. And that's what the nurture phase is in your funnel. This is where the majority of your list that is going to opt in with you is going to hang out with you here in the nurture phase. This is where you get into having a monthly promo strategy. This is where you get into having events, having webinars, having sales. This is having sales like discounts or percentages off. This is where your long-term email campaigns come in. This is where your newsletters start to weekly show that you're active, show that you're doing stuff, show that you're building and engaging and having new things that are coming along. This is where blog content starts to really prove that you're smart and that you know what you're doing. And you need a content calendar to manage that. This is where your SMS, like you understand, this is where the real sale happens, because I guarantee almost all of you have never bought a high ticket or even a medium ticket price. And I know a lot of you don't even buy low ticket prices the first time you engage with people. Like you're getting in there and you're working with them and you're getting to understand and thinking, do I really need this? Do I really want this? And then you see something else from them. You see a retargeting ad. That's a part of the nurture sequence. You see an email from them. That's a nurture sequence. This is where you really convert people. The problem with most marketing, though, and most founders and entrepreneurs, they think that once they get here and you've captured that you should be closing sales. No, it still takes time. This is where the nurture comes in, because the reason it's a funnel is because it starts big and it just narrows down over time. By the time you get to the nurture phase, you've already lost a lot of the people who have opted in. Like they're just disengaged. They're probably just ignoring your emails, leaving your SMS on red. Like they're not engaged with you anymore. That's okay. That's the nurture is there to bring them back. After you've nurtured them, after you've built that relationship, now comes the proposal. You've been going out with them for a while. You've been going on dates. They've been showing up to your live streams. They've been reading your emails. They've been liking your social media content. They've been showing that they're interested. So now comes the time to start asking for the sale. Hey, will you go out with me? Will you be my girlfriend? Will you be my boyfriend? Will you be my client? Will you be mine? Will I be yours? Can my product actually help you? This is the point where the sales really start to happen. If any of you have noticed, when you start kicking in marketing and you start kicking in a sales process, it doesn't just immediately change overnight. You're not like, okay, I'm going into heavy marketing mode. I'm gonna have $1 million by next week. No, like even when you start marketing heavy, there's a ramp up. There's a time that that takes for it to get viral. It takes for like if you're running a social media ad, for enough people to comment, to engage, to click on it, for the platforms to even notice that you're viable and a legit thing. This is the reason, and a lot of business owners miss the convert phase because they're not nurturing. But the convert phase is having a system that closes for you 24/7. You should not be solely responsible for all of your sales. But Keith, I got to meet with their board. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. That's cool. It doesn't mean that your follow-ups have to depend on you going in and typing out the emails. It doesn't mean that when somebody buys from you that an automated invoice sequence doesn't start and that follow-up messages don't start. It doesn't mean that like you don't have automated text messages going out and say, hey, you got an invoice out there. If you have any questions, let me know. Like that. This is the convert phase. This is the sales funnel that is bringing them in, getting them engaged with a small product, and then upselling them from there. This is where your pipeline comes in. This is where the leads start coming in and you start engaging with them. You start putting them in your follow-up. This is where you start managing the deals. This is where your salespeople live, is right here. Everything up to this point hasn't been ready for a salesperson, but now you're ready to start having your sales team in here. Your pipeline starts filling up. You start having those recurring appointments, those deeper questions that are going on. This is where your video sales letters live. This is the VSL funnels, having things that are engaging them, giving them real instant content that they can consume, that you can overcome their objections before they do anything. And this is where your AI should be helping you to really track, like who's hot, who's my hot leads, who do I need to call today, logging your conversations, understanding everything that's going on. This is where that should be living for you. 1 second, I've got things buzzing in the background here. So this is where things should be living for you. This is where it should be. This is where things happen. Next up is going to be the convert phase, or the maximize phase. So after you have them done, or after you've converted them, this is only the beginning of the journey. And we do marketing and sales automations. Like we build things to convert people into clients. But once they're a client, marketing does not end. Sales does not end just because someone's a client. Your best customers are already in your CRM. This is where you start to maximize that relationship. You turn them into a raving fan for you. This is where you have a referral, a review campaign, automated reviews that are going out. You set up your affiliate network. You start offering your top clients who are sending you people like, hey, look, keep kicking me clients, I'll kick you a little something back. Like that's how you start building virality. That's how you start building a network that's feeding you constantly. This is where you start asking for, hey, go out and give us a review. Let us know how it did. This is where your analytics live, where your dashboards start to come in, where you're able to see your entire business. You're able to see what's happening. This is where you're looking at the holes in your funnel. And this is also where you start upselling and cross-selling your existing clients. Because a lot of your clients, you're barely tapping into the potential of everything that you could be doing for them. You're barely scraping the surface of how much you could be helping them. Even if you're in a home service business, even if you do something that you're like, well, you know what? I do roofing. Once they have a roof, they're done. No, they're not. You know how I know this? Because I have a roof and I have trees and I have limbs that get on my roof, and I've got gutters that need cleaned out. Well, Keith, I don't do gutters. Okay. But you probably know a gutter company that you can set up an affiliate relationship with, and you can start maximizing that revenue with them. And you can have a commingled relationship that you share referrals back and forth. Like, this is where you get creative about maximizing your income. This is where you start actually building new products, and just for those relationships, you start building them for clients to bring them along and help them to achieve more. It's not always about attracting new clients, because if you're like me, I hate when I see T-Mobile ads, because they're out here like, get a free iPhone on us and save this, and all the meanwhile they just raise my bill $40. I'm like, thanks, I've been with you for a decade. This is what I get from you while you're out there running promos. Your customers feel the same way. So why not start creating events for them to maximize it? Set up loyalty programs, retention automations, like really get them engaged, get them to fall in love with your company, get them to a point where they would never dream of working with anyone else, because you're actually constantly working on solutions for them, even if they don't know that they need them, even if they're not asking for them. It turns into a culture of who you are and what you do. So where does this start? This starts with my girl. Mia. Mia is your AI marketing strategist. This is our first tool that we have launched, and it's. I'm going to show you here in a second and let you play along with it. Mia doesn't tell you what to do, because nobody needs a bossy AI. Like, that's not it. She's there to strategize with you. She is there to help you think through, what do you need to do? How does this work? What is the purpose of this? Like, you have the vision. Now let's put together the strategy behind it. So in minutes, Mia is going to create a 12-month strategy that generates your assets and connects everything to your Profit Lifter system that I just mapped out. Okay, Keith, talk is cheap. Show me. I'm from Missouri too. Let me introduce you to Mia. So Mia starts with 4 basic questions. What do you want to do to grow first? I want to get more leads. And from here, It's an AI. Oh, look, I've already got a dashboard up there. What's your name? My name is Keith, and it's going to be basic AI questions. And I'm not going to go through all this because it gets very deep. But I'm going to jump around and I'm going to show you what's included in Mia. So everybody starts here, the getting to know you. Once you get to the end, I can take you through this part. So once you get to the end, she's going to, a short phrase, AI marketing and sales systems. Okay, love it. Love that context. If everything went right over the next 90 days, what would happen? We would have 1,000 new users. Great. What's the single thing holding you back for right now? Not enough people find me. My leads are low quality. Too much to do. Not enough time to do it. Okay, next going to ask some questions. Do you have a basic website? Yeah, I do. Are you running ads? We're currently working on that. Do you have a lead magnet? Actually, Mia is my lead magnet. Are you using a CRM? Well, yes, I am using a CRM, in fact. Do you have a sales funnel that turns up? Actually, I do have one of those as well. Okay, so I'm doing pretty good. So far, I have a 27 out of 30 score here, so I'm not doing too bad. And here we go. Now you create your account so Mia can actually keep track. So I'm going to skip this part because I don't want you guys looking at my credit card information. So what happens is you go through here, and this is Stripe, all that fun stuff. And now we are going to go to, where's my chat? Hold on. She's having a fit on me here. So now we're going to go back to our chat, and you can see over here that in our chat, we've got different assets laid out for you. Remember how I told you we have everything there? We have our business profile. We're going to help you come up with your business profile, your avatar, your client avatar, your brand foundation, your values, voice, mission statement, all that, your position stack. So what are your products? What are you doing? Your 5 unique value propositions, how all that works, your content pillars, your offer stack, your asset builder, and then recommended growth stacks. Now, what this looks like, once you're done with Mia, she is going to build you an entire growth plan. And we're going to load some demo content in here so it just looks a little bit better. So this is your growth plan. Remember how I showed you our 7 steps in the funnel? You are going to get a score for your growth readiness. So right now you can either have a 54 out of 100, which gives you an F, which gives you an F, and it's graded just like everything. But from here, it's going to show you all of the assets it has generated with you in the chat. Brand foundation, position stacks, unique value propositions, and this is demo content. It actually is a lot more robust. If you want to see the entire growth plan, you can click here. And this one, again, it's not as big as it normally is, but this is a 46-page growth plan for you that will break down all of your products. And the more you talk to it, the more you engage, the bigger and more resources you actually get. Now, this is cool, right? This is some cool stuff here. So we've got, under your growth plan strategy, it's going to show you the assets of what it takes to actually accomplish that strategy. So you look at strategy, now you have assets, meaning you're going to need a logo, you're going to need a website, you're going to need social media, print assets, blog, all of this. Your conversation is going to fill out exactly where you're at and what's tracking it. Next, you're going to look at your traffic. Your traffic is this right now. I've only got one thing going. I'm kind of working on paid ads, but from here, it's going to look at, okay, what's my retargeting playbook? Site visitors, lead magnet reminder, lead magnet download, 14-day okay. SEO direction is going to pick all of, and again, this demo content, it's not great. Ad campaign, and the reason I'm not walking you guys through this is because to finish this takes about 20 to 30 minutes total. This is a very in-depth process for it when you get into the deep side of it. From there, we're going to look at capturing what's our growth plan strategy. Do you have a chat site? Do you have a lead magnet? Do you have an opt-in landing page? Do you have a webinar registration funnel, quiz assessment, CRM pipeline setup, lead scoring, marketing capture flow, retarget ID, engagement? Oh, you look at this. Notice nothing's there. It's in progress. So we're going to change that to in progress. Growth plan, marketing SOPs. Do you have your marketing system? Do you have a 12-month strategy? And then from here, now it's going to, and then you got nurture, convert, maximize, all the things that we just covered. It lists out all the assets of what needs to be built. From there, it takes you into the deep dive, and you can actually chat with Mia and have her regenerate it and come up with new content. It's going to be generic because, again, it's there. But down here, you're going to notice your custom growth plan. If you opt in for the custom growth plan, it's going to create a complete brand kit, logos, color palette, exactly what colors to use, what fonts to use, voice and tone guide, usage rules, like how you want your design to look. It's not leaving anything to guess. Now, this is where it gets real fun. Not only does it create a complete brand kit, it also creates a 12-month marketing calendar. And this looks a little wonky, but when you get to the bottom, you'll see what we're doing here and why this makes so much sense. So the 12-month marketing calendar, this is going to be lead magnet push 14-day reset program, spring Q2, spring community, member event. So what this is doing, this is setting up our quarterly structure. From there, under your quarterly structure, this follows a 3-step process for the entire quarter. Month 1 of your quarter is your big event. So let's call it the New Year reset. Okay, so January 1st, we're going to kick off our New Year reset. From there, in February, we're going to have a smaller one. This could be like a webinar. This could be inviting users in. And then in March, now we're going to do a sale. This is going to be like all the people who have been engaging with us for the past 2 weeks or for the past 2 months. We're going to try to clear out that pipeline so we can get ready for Q2. Do our big event, do our follow-up engagement to convert those people who were at the event, and then do the sale so that we can maximize our conversion from that event that we did at the beginning of the quarter. And now you have a systematic approach. The system is there. The 12-month marketing calendar is not just like what's your promo. It also covers your ad campaign strategy for an entire year. Angle 1, identify somebody to, again, this is going to be custom to you. This will be all of the assets that you've uploaded. Retargeting playbook. This is going to be your retargeting, where people come in, how it works, SEO, sales script, what it looks like, how you overcome objections, your marketing SOPs. All of this is populated in. And from here, Mia now has a knowledge base and a prompt library. So I had a couple options here. One, I thought, you know what? We could just write out 12 months of social media posts and 12 months of blog content. And I realized I have a lot of that crap sitting in my downloads folder that I've never actually fulfilled on. Because even to do that, the problem with it is businesses change, they adapt, they adjust. You may just absolutely dominate it your first month that you're running a promo. And you realize in the middle of that promo that, oh my gosh, here's the next direction we have to go. This is what everybody's talking about. And so you realize you need to make an adjustment. So instead of having all of this stuff that's static and then just sitting there, I thought, why don't we actually create a knowledge base of everything for your entire system? So now your AI actually has prompts for your brand for Google search ads. It has prompts to create content hooks for your marketing. It has SEO blog post outline, your hub and spoke model that you'll be sending out and including. You have short videos, short form video scripts, everything there. You have your lead magnet concepts and what needs to be built, and opt-in page copy, and quiz funnel builder, and webinar registration, and free trial. Like, instead of having to come up with everything and just going, here's everything, we made it so you can go copy all and paste it into ChatGPT or Claude and actually get the results that you want and work with the AI. So all of that brain dump that you've done for the past 20, 30 minutes with Mia is now engaged. But we didn't just stop there. So the next step on this process for you is to understand how the profit lift, how we are going to actually fulfill on the system that we've built. Because having a tool to map it out and give you the strategy, that's cool. I mean, that's awesome. I mean, but you can do that on ChatGPT. You could do that on Claude, right? Like that's what those are designed for. Just having the strategy is great. But what happens next is we want to actually automate it. And this is not launching today. You have to stay tuned next week to see what's coming with this. But let me introduce you to Nerve. This is where Nerve comes in. So Nerve, and my developer has all the cool stuff on his. I don't have it on mine. Nerve is directly connected with Mia. So this knowledge base right down here automatically comes over into Nerve and creates a knowledge base. And it creates your brain for marketing. And so now when you need something done, you actually have Nerve bots that will come through and start building for you. And they will integrate directly with your Profit Lifter CRM. They will build the assets in your CRM. Let me say that again. Nerve bots will build the assets in your CRM, but not out of context. Keith, why did you do this? Profit Lifter is built on GHL. GHL has AI. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it has AI, but the AI is disjointed. There is no centralized brand. There's no centralized voice. There's no way to actually program it to understand your business, to know who you are, how you operate, what your 12-month strategy is, what your growth strategy is, what you want to do with everything that's going on. And so I built Nerve to be that brain of your brand. And not only the brain of your brand, but Nerve will actually be a system that you're going to be able to start creating dashboards to see everything that's happening inside of your Profit Lifter account, inside of your chat site, inside of your sales funnels, with your sales team, with your customer support. Everything that is connected in Profit Lifter can now be connected with Nerve. The difference between using a regular MCP connection, and I'm going to dive deep for some of you geeks here, the difference between using an MCP connection and what we have built, what we are launching with Nerve, an MCP connection will operate with will use the AI of that system, and it will connect with it, and it will engage with it on that way. Nerve actually is the operating system that the bots work inside of. So version 1 that we're working on having live for you next week will be a complete integration with your CRM and with your chat site if you go that direction. But everything that's happening inside of your CRM will actually be connected here with the Nerve bots. Now, that's step 2. Let me show you step 3, because I told you this is just show off time. Step 3 is Sappy. Sappy is working. It's not polished yet. We still got some things that we're building. We got some things that we're working on. Sappy is stupid simple APIs. And what that means is that if you have ever worked in marketing, you understand that connecting an MCP, connecting APIs is an absolute nightmare. Getting the webhooks, connecting it, understanding what custom data is supposed to go in there in order to move over to the different platform. And is the other platform going to say blah, 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 blah. All of that nonsense makes it next to impossible to really solidly integrate all of your systems into one. Sappy is that universal connection between them, meaning that, let me explain, let me see if I can put it this way. My methodology with how we're developing Nerve and Sappy is very simple. If we can automate it, if we can get it to work with an API, if we can get it to work inside of a traditional system that's already in place, we're absolutely going to do that. And that's what Sappy is there to do. If it doesn't work there, that's where Nerve comes in. This is where the bots will actually use the operating system and watch and actually get in there and do the work for you. So think of it kind of like Claude co-work, but in a team setting. But not just in a team setting, it's in a team setting that now has a centralized brain, that has a nervous system that is everything that is built into it for you. So that as you start engaging more and more, as you start doing your strategy session, you go, strategy for growth, please. As you start doing your strategy session with Nerve, this is where it's going to understand you. It's going to learn you. It's going to learn what you're doing. And it's going to constantly be updating your knowledge bases. So instead of you having to sit down every time that you have a new AI system, go, God, what do I need to think through? What have we added? What's new? What's changed? You can keep track of all of your business growth and changes in one user system that you're already using to manage your CRM. The other use cases that are being finalized for Nerve, it will have a central sales system. So you could walk in the morning and go, look up pipeline, sales pipeline. Tell me my top leads. Seth, that's great. So Seth asked the difference between Mia and Nerve. How will I know which one to have? That's the beauty of it. You don't need to know. Nerve consolidates all of them. And the reason that I broke it out is very simple. Because when you have multiple knowledge bases, you get to a point where you need the software to do different things inside of that specific task that it's doing. And instead of trying to build this gigantic system that like just another GHL or another HubSpot, another blah, 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 blah. Like, I could do that, but I don't want to. That's boring. Like, we're all inundated with too complex software. The purpose of Nerve is to be the glue that goes between all of the systems. So it would operate with your CRM. It will operate with Sappy. It will operate with Mia. You don't need to know which one to do. It's designed to do that. It's designed to do it for you and with you, so that you don't have to guess on what needs to go where. That is the point of it. Open disclosure, I built this for my ADHD brain. So like, I've got it to the point where I can be in there talking and go, oh my gosh, I need to add this. And it not like just out of context, like I'm finalizing it, but out of context, it will take it, understand it, categorize it, and set it in here as a task to follow up with later. And I'll show Nerve off to all of you guys next week. This is week 1 of our AI growth hackers. So that's Nerve. And like I said, next week is going to be the big dive, because right now this is our base working model. We haven't started cleaning it up. That happens after we're done here. But next, Sappy. So Sappy is your connection point. This is your engines. This is where things are happening. This is where think of it like Zapier, just easier. Think of it like Make, just easier. Like, it's stupid simple. That's the whole point of Sappy, is stupid simple APIs, stupid simple connections, so that you don't have to think about it. Next, you have AI ads platform, because you got to run traffic. So you do have access to AI ads that you can run with Meta, Google, TikTok, LinkedIn, Spotify, Bing, Snapchat, direct mail, all sorts of places that you can actually run ads that you can see, you can manage, you can see exactly what your lead count looks like, what campaigns you have running. All of that happens right there with the AI ad platform. Oh, you need more, huh? Okay, cool. We got more. Let me show you. Let me show you the Snap-on library. Snap-on library is very simple. Before the invention of AI, way back in the Stone Ages, we had to build things by hand, and the Snap-on library was made to do just that. We had built them. We had created automations that will deliver pre-built automations, email sequences, and everything included with it. Now, with the AI revolution, we've started moving your Snap-on templates over into Nerve. So all you have to do is say, hey, I need an email campaign, and it will, the goal is what we want to do, and I'll explain my logic here. The goal is that it will choose from a Snap-on and then finish the job. The reason is the more that you use AI, the more it costs. I don't know if you guys have caught this yet, but right now that we're in this AI struggle where like they got us hooked for free. Like they got us really hooked for real cheap. And now they're starting to jack up the prices. Now I can tell you running AI in development costs just as much as having a full-time coder there, and having somebody and having like an actual developer there that is that's doing the work. So my goal is this: I want to create systems that we can automate everything, and then the AI is just making the choices. That way, instead of having to spend thousands of dollars a month on AI usage, you're maximizing your AI to only be the brain, just like you. Like where I see a lot of companies are starting to kind of go off the rails is they're using the AI to do all of the work. So what we're building is we've built systems that the AI can fulfill for you, because the AI will be able to make a choice and go, hey, here's the system I'm going to use. And now from there, now I'm just going to go through and then tweak what's already there. So instead of an AI task taking 15 minutes, it may take 5 minutes. So you're saving a massive amount of time working there. And these are going to take care of a lot of the heavy lifting things like indoctrination campaigns. If you have an affiliate manager, has pre-built landing pages, everything there, webinar funnels, all of that. But there's still more. Don't worry, there's always more. Next, we have our Profit Shop. Profit Shop is where we show you all the cool software that we have, all the stuff that we're building, all your subscription. But this is also where you can start hiring people to do the work for you. So if you want to do it yourself, cool, do it yourself. We love that. That's why we built the system so you could do it yourself. But if you don't want to, we have packs with marketers. So we have our VMA packs for like our marketer pack. This is a team that will run everything inside of your the nurture part of your funnel. They're going to put together your promos, handle your social media posts, write your blogs, send out emails, make sure that your CRM's running properly. $9.97 a month. That includes your CRM costs, includes everything else. And it includes so like if you're paying $2.97 for the Profit Lifter system, that $9.97 would be included in there. So it's not $9.97 plus $2.97. It's just the $9.97. Traffic Pack's the same thing. Traffic Pack is actually running paid ads for you, doing lead generation, putting together SEO, having an SEO plan, starting to implement that with the marketer pack so that the blogs that are being written actually match an SEO strategy. This is 3 new traffic blogs a month with weekly split test optimizations. The Convert Pack, this is where the rubber hits the road. This is where we start setting up AI responses to happen with blog posts, to happen when people are commenting on blogs, social media posts, YouTube videos. This is where the AI is literally going to go in there and respond for you and handle that process for you. So instead of you having to like be there constantly watching your comments, now you're able to actually just get it to plug in. And we've got our Snap-ons, we got chat sites. So if you want to know what a chat site looks like, let me show you what a chat site looks like. Meet Mia. People are like, what's a chat site? Mia is a chat site. That is the whole point of this is I wanted an AI lead magnet. I wanted something that would actually create the custom assets, that would actually create real tools at the right time, relevant tools for people not just get out there and try it, or not just have a static thing, but something that could really provide value, answer questions. And so that's what this is for. This is designed to, let me show you this. So you're like continuing growth strategies. These are deep dive conversations. When it's dialed in, every ad email, I'll ask you a few things, build the complete brand kit and say, let's go. And so in a sentence or two, it's core. So this is going to ask you the core questions that we're trying to accomplish. So you can see we've got one of three questions, but if you're like, if you go, I don't know, help me. This is where Mia steps in. This is where Mia starts to go, hey, okay, I love to help. Let's help. Let's see. I like bold. I'm playful. And you know what? I like to be approachable. And so if you need help with this, this is exactly what this is for, is to have these deep conversations. So now you're having AI overcome the objections, actually provide the value that's in there. So now you have chat sites that are available that you can start offering lead funnels. You can, you've got social media posts that you can hire a team to run, SEO and search, cold email marketing campaigns. We've got AI sales bot, AI, like all sorts of things that are handled by third parties that will come in and actually build the systems with you. And all you have to do is fill out your questions from Mia, because Mia tells them everything they need to know about building everything down here. Next, if you don't need more, there is more. You need lists, you need retargeting. Let me introduce you to my friend Daryl at Retarget ID. Retarget ID is one of my favorite projects that I've got to be involved with. We are in the middle of developing this. So the site's not there, but the product is. And what Retarget ID is going to give you the ability to pull lists on demand of high search intent people. That's the best answer I have. But high search intent traffic. That's the word I'm looking for. Meaning this is not just a list of, okay, let's pull it from the credit bureaus. Here's a name, here's an email, here's a phone number. No, these are people who are out there on Google going, hey, I need a business loan. Where do I find a business loan? It will pull a list of either hot, medium, or cold people. And the only reason it's engaged that way, or it's listed that way, is because cold means maybe they had 1 or 2 searches. Medium means they had 3 to 5. Hot means they're just all over the internet looking for what you have. Those are the ones that you need to start marketing to immediately. And this is going to give you a list of people that have been scrubbed through the do not call list, that have been scrubbed through like all the different things that happen with it. And you talk to Daryl about all that. Like, he's a geek when you talk to him about this stuff. But not only is it where you can buy your list for like your cold email campaigns, your mail campaigns, like hard mail, snail mail campaigns. That's a better way. So your cold email campaigns, your snail mail campaigns, you can actually use the list to identify users on Google and Facebook and use it as a retargeting list. Hence the name Retarget ID. But the other side is that you do have an identification pixel as well, that you're able to go through. And when somebody lands in your sales funnel, or they land on your website, or they land on a landing page, or whatever you do, if they do not opt in, you've got about a 50-50 chance of being able to identify who that visitor was and have it automatically delivered into your CRM. And then from there, you can work with Nerve to set up emails and everything to go out for it. So you now have the ability to capture traffic that has never been available before with pixel IDs. And so it's just a simple pixel that we install in there, and then it identifies it, pulls it against the database, scrubs it, and then delivers it to you a lot of times while they're still actually on your website, or while they're still engaged in your funnels. So that's another tool that's coming for you. And a couple of the others that are just in development, they're very, very base model. We just worked through proof of concept. We're creating a complete task flow system from top to bottom for your entire team. So as you're chatting in Nerve, it will start assigning tasks. It will start creating projects. It will start creating reminders in Nerve of where this project is. So now it's a project management software. But not only is it a project management software, Because of Sappy, you would be able to connect ClickUp, you would be able to connect Monday, any of the softwares that you want to be engaged, that you're working with. This is where Nerve is going to be able to pull in all of those conversations where you can start creating dashboards, mixing all the data. So now you would be able to create a dashboard from Stripe, from a funnel, from like your upsells. This is level, and you're that's okay. I hear you, Seth. It's all good. This is what I do. This is the fun of it. Next, we're working on Design AI. Design AI is going to be an image generation system that will pull your brand in from Mia. Are you starting to see how all this ties in? Like, you can sit down once with Mia. It defines your brand, it defines your voice, it defines your value. And now when you go to create an image, it's going to have all that context to pull from and actually generate an image that you're going to be happy with. Not some cheesy photo stock thing that we're all bored of, but actually create images that will be there. And the beauty of all of it ties into Sappy. All of it collects into Nerve. Now, this is a little bit further down the road, probably in the next by the next quarter, actually, since we are at the beginning of Q2 or Q3. Man, we're already halfway through the year. But Nerve will actually be, again, it's going to be the operating system that the bots work out of. But what that means is that, like, everything that's connected in there is going to have the ability, is going to be able to be flipped through right from a Nerve dashboard. So instead of having to change browsers, you can literally set this up for your team where you have your entire digital ecosystem in one platform that's all interconnected, that you can flip through, that you can pull up custom dashboards for, and you can have AI bots working inside of your digital ecosystem. Now, I did not, this was the very deep dive. This was the big vision of where we're all going. The beauty of everything, guys, is that Mia is live. Mia is here. She's still a little buggy. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm sitting here watching my team go back and forth on Google while we're chatting. I got my developer back there just rocking and rolling, just spitting out updates, cleaning up bugs like a madman. He's killing it. But if you get in here, it's going to give you the foundation. And I promise, while we keep making updates, while we start learning how to make it better and better and better, we're going to let you know. Which means that, like, if you get in and you go, hey, you know what, I'll do the free version for now. Cool, do it. Like, and let us know. Like, if it's broken, let us know. We'll fix it. Like, that's the fun of it. But Mia is available. Mia.profitlifter.com. And so if you want to check it out, if you want to get started, we do have a free version, and there's no recurring cost to it. It's a one-time fee, meaning that you pay $29 if you're already a client. Before, if you want that free version, reach out to Brett. You're welcome, Brett. And Brett at profitlifter.com. Reach out to Brett. Let him know. And we can get you some promo codes to get you through it and help you out if you're already an existing client. If you're a new client, you pay $29. We actually give you a 30-day trial on the Profit Lifter CRM. So you get access to the unlimited CRM, the Nerve dashboard, all the rest of the stuff. You don't get that yet. That's a part of the Profit Lifter system. The last thing I'm going to show you here, and I forgot to bring this up, is this is just a quick side note, because I want to show you all the things that we are building, so you can see the whole thing coming into play. When Nerve rolls out, when we launch Nerve is going to be a business credit line for you, meaning that all of these AI tools that we're building, we're even working to try to get the CRM cost implemented in here. But what this means is that instead of constantly having to go through and I got to refill, I got this AI fee coming, this AI fee, we're consolidating all of that into one and giving you a business credit line. We are currently working with all 3 of the business credit bureaus to actually report it as a tier 1 vendor. So if you are in the business credit space, never been a better time to be an affiliate with Profit Lifter than now, because we've got a credit line that we can offer that can monetize. But what this means is if you get in here and you say, hey, you know what, I want the Profit Lifter system for $297 a month. Cool. We don't give any trials on that. And the reason that we don't give a trial on is very simple. It's $297 a month, but $200 of that $297 will go towards your AI usage fees for Nerve. It will go towards your AI usage fees for Sappy. It will go towards your AI usage fees for your own chat site when you have it. And again, it will. The goal is to get it to actually cover your GHL cost also. So that way, for those of you guys who are like kind of in building and getting there mode. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to get out. For those of you guys who are kind of like building, getting there mode, this is going to give you that ability. Instead of having like $50 cost, $70 cost, it would actually be covered in that $297 for you until you exceed it. And then once you exceed it, you've got the credit line there that up to $500 of credit that you can leverage with it as well before, and then we reconcile at the end of the month and it's good to go. It's all right there. So a lot of cool things, guys. And I appreciate you hanging out with me today. There have been a lot of you hanging out, which I really appreciate, and I appreciate all the engagement and questions. And here's the thing: if you're not I like what Mike said in the chat here. He's like, this is saying I'm a little scared. You know, it's kindergarten. I'm just in kindergarten. The whole point of this, guys, is that I don't need you to be an AI wizard. That's my job. Like that's what I do. I'm the AI and tech geek for you. That's what the system is designed to do. I want you to think of it this way. I'm showing you all the geeky level stuff because that's where my brain lives. But my number one goal with everything we do is to make it stupid simple for you to use. Like I want Nerve to be the easiest thing that you've ever implemented into your business, that you don't have to think about how do I connect this, how do I blah, blah, blah. Like that's the whole point of the system, is to make it so that you don't have to guess. Like you don't have to learn it. You can have the AI there. You can just have a conversation and talk to it and get it to do what you want it to do. We've all been using AI for knowledge. Now it's time to start using it for execution. And Mia is the first step to that. So go check it out at mia.profitlifter.com. Appreciate all of you guys hanging out with me today. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. We're going to be going next week, and we're going to be doing diving into Nerve next week and really making it work and really making sure that everything's there. Everything's like just cool stuff. Sorry, I'm reading the comments. It's a bad thing to do while you're live, but appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Make sure you share this. If you have any questions, reach out to us. You can find us at profitlifter.com. And there's a lot of really cool things that we're going to be helping you through and getting you taken care of. So until next week, we'll see you guys. Have an amazing time. We'll see you then.